PPRNradio.net.
Thank you very much. Man, it is so cool to be back together with these guys doing this, you know? I swear. Because this is a group where I know I fit in, you know? Because the way the world is now, you can be part of a group and not even know you're a part of a group until you read about it or see it on TV. And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. My wife and I, we love watching like Dateline, 2020, those shows. But you know how every week they will feature a disease. And I swear to you, every week, no matter what the disease is, my wife has it. There'll be 3 people on the planet that have this disease. My wife is one of them. She just watches it going, I've got it. I have every one of those symptoms. I'm like, you do not have testicular cancer. You don't even have testiculars. But they made us such a bunch of paranoid nuts, you know, because when I was growing up, there were 2 medicines in the world. You had aspirin and camphophenique. That's all there was. Now there's so many medicines. They got this prescription stuff that they advertise on TV, and I swear, half the time, the side effects are 50 times worse than what the medicine cures. Like, try new Floraflor for itchy, watery eyes. It's Floraflor. Side effects may include nausea, vomiting, water weight gain, lower back pain, receding hairline, eczema, seborrheic psoriasis, itching, chafing clothing, liver spots, blood clots, ringworm, excessive body odor, uneven tire wear, pyorrhea, gonorrhea, diarrhea, halitosis, scoliosis, loss of bladder control, hammer toe, the shanks, low sperm count, warped floors, cluttered drawers, hunchback, heart attack, low resale value on your home, feline leukemia, athlete's foot, head lice, clubfoot, MS, MD, VD, fleas, anxiety, sleeplessness, drowsiness, poor gas mileage, tooth decay, parvo, warts, unibrow, lazy eye, fruit flies, chest pains, clogged drains, hemorrhoids, dry heaving, and sexual dysfunction. I'm watching it going, you know what? I'll just have itchy, watery eyes.
PPRNradio.net. Featured guest DJs. Music news. The hottest DJs from around the world.
What's up, PPRN Radio? How we doing?
What's up, Gizadich?
Welcome to another episode of The Designated Driver. We have a full room of co-hosts this evening, and this is a very special show.
Jackie's back.
Jackie's back, her arms, her front, the whole package over there, Pete. So I don't think her mic's on, though. But we're going to go around the room, and everybody just introduce yourself to the listeners, and, starting with you, Lynn.
Lynn, hi.
Alicia.
Renee.
Richie.
Jackie.
And this is Mark.
Gizadich.
Hey.
Gizadich.
There's Pete, the owner of PPRN Radio. And so I just want to throw this out there right away. If you found us on Facebook and you like the Designated Driver logo, flyers, check out A1 Gator Graphics and vinyls, custom graphics, vinyls, cornhole games, and so much more. A1 Gator Graphics, 561-512-1324. My buddy Sherry. Thank you so much. She helped me out with all that stuff. So this show is called Passing the Torch, and we have our special guest in the room tonight, Renee, from the Children's Center. How you doing, Renee?
I'm doing okay.
Renee was my supervisor over there. I interned over there.
Sorry about that, Renee.
I actually miss him.
It was a great place to do my internship. Everybody accepted me, and Renee, I'll tell you what, she was there. Richie knows me with questions.
Yeah.
And she was there. Her door was always open. No matter how many questions I had, she was always there. So, Renee, thank you for your patience and everything that you did. So, what's going on at the Wakeman Hall over there in right down the street, actually?
Yeah, we're right down the street. Well, as you know, we have a few programs. We have substance abuse programs for adolescents, and I'm the director of admissions for the outpatient and intensive outpatient substance abuse program, ages 13 to 18.
Oh, I'm very curious about that demographic because I hear constantly how that's such a huge issue, and obviously it is. But I never get calls at my outpatient program from parents looking for help for their kids, nor from kids themselves. I never once got a single call for someone who is looking for help for an adolescent, which is weird, right?
It's hard for a parent to make that call.
Yeah.
We get referrals from
schools,
from probation, from DCF, some self-referrals. And
I don't think any parent wants to admit that their 13 or 14-year-old is
exactly.
savvy.
And with, the decriminalization of marijuana, it's kind of a rite of passage now. All of a sudden, it's like it's okay to smoke weed. So parents aren't kind of...
No one told me.
Yeah.
What are some of the towns?
Missed the memo.
The kids, if they want to go to the children's center, what the heck was that?
It was your phone, Marty.
That was Teresa's phone. That was Teresa. She's not even here anymore.
Good question, Marty. Yeah, we're within a certain catchment area, so we service New Haven, Hamden, East Haven, West Haven, Milford, Shelton, and Sonia, and Branford.
Is this a state funded?
It's partially funded by
Okay.
DCF, yes.
And you take state insurance?
Yes, we do.
Good, great.
That's good.
Good to know.
So what are some of the programs for the kids over there?
So, I'm going to just touch on the substance abuse program because that's, what I'm here for. They have a whole lot of different mental health programs, after school programs, but the programs that I'm responsible for are outpatient, where the kids will come once a week for an hour, for months. We do individual sessions and family sessions. And then we have intensive outpatient, which is the next step up, which is 3 times a week. And they do, they come Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, mainly groups from 3 to 6 o'clock, but there's also a family component and an individual component. Piece that I like, it's called ACC, is once they complete the 3 months of coming to the Children's Center, we go to them in the community. And we do case management. So the therapist may go to the house, may bring the kid on job interviews, may help him fill out a resume, whatever it is that he needs or she needs help within the community.
Great.
That is great.
Yeah, it's a great program.
How many kids you think you got over there?
Well, we take a maximum of 36 kids.
Is there an inpatient part, or is this strictly outpatient?
Unfortunately, about a year and a half ago, budget cuts closed down our inpatient program.
Thank you, Malloy.
After, it's like the worst.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What percentage of young folks there are coming in with a opiate drug of choice?
Quite a bit, more and more lately. Right now, we're seeing if opiates are the drug of choice, they're either stepping down from like an inpatient to the IOP,
Right.
or if opiates, they come in like with marijuana and opiates, if they don't get a handle on it really quickly,
Right.
we have to step them up. But yes, we're definitely, there's a crisis, an opiate crisis right now.
And have they progressed to, full-on physical dependency?
Some of them, yes.
So
Yeah.
how can somebody contact you?
So we have a website. I think I gave you the card for that, Marty. You might be able to read it because I don't know it by heart. But I can give you my telephone number. Everybody that comes into the Children's Center would go through me, being the director of admissions. They would make the referral through me. And my number is 203 248-2116, and it's extension 308. And I will, ask them all the information that I need, basic demographics and insurance information.
The website is tccoh.org, and you guys are on Facebook as well, right?
Yes, we are.
Underneath what? Children's Center of Hamden?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. The Children's Center of Hamden.
All right. So,
if somebody needs a higher level of care, where are the places that you refer them for adolescents? Because there isn't a lot.
There's not a lot. Rushford would be one of them. Also, Arms Acres we refer people to. That's in Carmel, New York. Newport Academy is one of the newer ones in Bethlehem, Connecticut. Yeah. Sometimes insurance dictates where we refer them, but it's pretty limited with substance abuse in adolescents.
Right.
Is Suboxone approved for anyone under 18?
It is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't know exactly the age cutoff, but it is used for people under 18.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
So how long has the Children's Center been there?
187 years. It's been around for a little bit. I haven't.
And you've been there since the beginning.
You look amazing.
Thank you. I'll do anything for a compliment.
All right. So if anybody has a teenager that's struggling with drugs and or alcohol, contact Renee over there at the Children's Center. It's a great facility, great people. Like I said, I interned there, and I met some of the counselors over there, and just a great bunch of people. Good vibe over there, positive vibe to help your child get through whatever they're going through. So, Jackie.
Hey.
Just got a text 5 minutes before the show started. I'm coming back. I mean, what happened to you?
Sadly, a couple deaths due to opiates, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've been...
Sorry to hear.
No, it's all right. It happens. Well, it's not all right, but, some vigils, some, young kids, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So have you been listening to the show?
I have.
So you know what's happening next week?
I do.
Yeah, I'm handing over the torch to Mark.
You are?
Torch or the microphone?
So let's...
But you're going to still, come by and heckle us, right? Oh, no, we're sailing away. We're sailing away.
He's going to bring you a gizzard each.
It's a little too early for that.
No, because you're getting all mushy, so...
Don't drop the baton.
Or the soap.
Yeah.
Inappropriate, Mark.
Improper.
Coming from you.
Yeah, right.
So, starting next week, right? Is it going to start next week?
Absolutely.
Okay, same time, 8:30 to 9:30?
That's the plan right now. We haven't talked about changing anything.
Okay. And what's the name of the show going to be?
It's going to be called Open Source Recovery.
Open sauce? Like Sunday sauce pot?
No.
Can you learn how to talk into a mic by next week?
By next week?
Yes,
practice.
please.
I'll practice. Okay.
You'll have to sit there.
You'll have this seat next
See,
time.
we have the dominant
we-
voices. I think you're really... Huh.
Yeah. No, but I think
That's
if
a
we use
big seat to
Velcro and
So, open source.
Open Source Recovery.
Open source recovery.
Yeah, and the thinking behind that name is sort of giving away anything that we can contribute to the recovery process. It's it's about giving people as much information, tools, and resources that we can come up with. So that's what's behind the little name we came up with.
And you're going to have guests come in and keep on doing what...
We need guests? No. You didn't tell me about guests, Mark. Now
we
you're
enough?
telling me about that. No, I've got a team of people who are going to help me with my guest lineup and so forth, and all these wonderful co-hosts that you've groomed.
Got a whole room full of him.
Yes.
Especially Richie. He gives so much to the show.
Richie, you could keep coming. Don't hesitate.
All right.
Yeah, you're on. You're.
So what do you think about that, Rich? Mark taking over. You think he's going to do a good job?
I think he's going to do a real good job. I think he's got it under control. And
I don't know about that, but thank you. I appreciate the vote of confidence. I really do.
So what are some of the topics that you'll be touching on? I mean,
Jeez, Marty,
you're going to go in a
yet.
whole different direction
Who
than I
said
did,
that?
right?
I didn't know. I don't know about that. I like the direction we're going in.
Okay.
I haven't completely thought it all through. I know we're just trying to make sure we got some people lined up for the next few weeks, and we got some good ideas, and then if it evolves in a different direction, it'll happen organically, Marty.
Organically. So, all the information for that show, the open source, what is it?
Open source recovery.
Open source recovery. I'm going to post through the designated driver Facebook group for you.
And
I'll
really
continue to do that
That's
for you.
fantastic, Marty.
I mean, I think we're up to, I looked yesterday and it went up to 100 more people. So now we're over 3,300 people in that Facebook
That's
group.
fantastic.
So everybody that has been adding people to the group there, I really appreciate your help with that. 3,300 people since April. So
It's basically saying, too bad you ain't getting his people.
see how he twists things around?
I see how he is.
You're getting
gotta
to know.
watch.
I got 3,300 people. Guess what? You're not
You
getting.
got zero.
You got a checkbook? I'll give you 3. You got a checkbook?
So
I'll give it to you. You got a checkbook? So give it each.
he likes that kids that eat.
I do. I really do.
All right, so there's a big event coming up in Massachusetts. Sober in the Sun 2017, Labor Day weekend, September 1st through the 4th. Treasure Valley Scout Reservation in Rutland, Massachusetts. Sober in the Sun is a great weekend of camping, music, hiking, swimming, boating, fishing, exotic animals, over 20 bands, including Ricky Bird from Joan Jett. He's going to be there. For more information about this event, tickets and all that, you can visit soberinthesun.org. It's an alcohol and drug-free weekend. So
Where is this, Marty? Where is it taking place?
you can go to that website and it tells you all about it, but it's in Rutland, Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
And I went on the website, and it looks like a lot of 20 really good bands out there. All
fantastic.
people that are in recovery.
When is it? I'm sorry, I missed that part.
Are you listening
I'm
to the
not-
show?
Not till next week. Then I have
He's
to pay
recording it
attention.
for next week.
So it's Labor Day weekend, September 1st through the
Okay.
4th. Sober in the Sun weekend.
So it's sober, nude.
No
nude.
No,
I thought I heard nude.
It's
Okay.
family fun.
Family. Oh, okay.
So,
Nah, that's why I tuned out. Okay.
what do you think of the show, Renee?
Pretty good. I'm enjoying it.
Pretty good. All right. So, how you doing, Pete?
I'm engineering over here.
Yes, you're doing a fine job
Yes,
engineering. We can hear your keyboarding skills and everything. So, all right.
I'll miss you,
So,
Marty.
yeah, like a hemorrhoid, right?
A bleeding one.
All right, so we got a couple good songs coming up in a few minutes for you. We got Tim McGraw and we got Haystack. A couple songs about recovery and stuff like that. So let's talk a little bit more for a couple minutes here, Mark,
What's going on, Mark?
about what goes on in Madison.
Oh, you want me to talk about my
Because every week I say the wrong website.
You do? Yeah, I know. But it's okay, though, Marty, because it's actually linked to the right website. So it doesn't matter if you go on it, just...
So what
it's
is the
over there.
website?
Actually, I don't even...
CCR
CCRFreshStart. Thank you.
Wow.
She's really on top of things. She's really on top of things.
Is she on the payroll?
So I'm going to have to. I have a feeling I'm going to be in trouble without her. CCRFreshStart.com is the website, yes. And it takes you to the information about my private practice. I am a co-owner of a practice in Madison. I have two fantastic physician partners, and we have a very collaborative process where we focus on opiate addiction. Although we do treat all kinds of addiction, but we primarily focus on opiates. And my partners do the medication management, treating people with Suboxone, and I do the therapy. And both of those things are required to be part of our practice. It's a weekly med management and either group and or individual psychotherapy. So there's a sort of a comprehensive collaborative approach in that sense. also because I am an addiction psychologist.
For how long you been in the field?
More than about 20 years now.
And
20 plus,
where's one
20
of the
plus.
places that you worked at?
I've worked everywhere from the famous Betty Ford Center to a high-security federal penitentiary and everywhere in between.
What's something that you can tell me about the prison that you worked at? A story that sticks in your head.
A story? All right, I'll tell you a story. I'll try to make it quick. I actually really enjoyed working there. There was one moment where I was in really big trouble, and the reason I'm telling you this story is it goes to the power of compassion, you know. So my job was to when you're working in a prison, it doesn't matter what your job is, you're also partially an officer. You know, you have to take care of stuff. And one of my duties was to clear everyone out of the building that I was in should there be a fire drill. The building had the chapel and the psychology department in the building. So there was a fire drill during the services for the Muslim prayer services were going on, and there were about 100 inmates going through their services at the time, and they did not respond to the fire alarm at all. And if the captain came by and saw I was negligent in my duties, that would be a big problem for me. So I had to ask them to leave, and they ignored me. I had to ask them to leave in a slightly more assertive but caring tone, and then I had to ask them to leave in a more assertive tone. So they did finally on the third attempt leave, but they felt like that area was sacred. It was the one area where we were not supposed to disturb them. So when we got outside the building, there became a buildup of anger and
toward you,
toward me, because I interrupted their services.
Wow,
they were pissed off. Okay,
how many of them were?
There's only 100. I could take them on. So they literally, I was literally surrounded by 100 guys who, unbeknownst to me, started really working themselves up to into a little bit of a frenzy, and I realized I was in serious trouble because there was no one that was going to get to me in time. And these guys were really getting angry about me, who I thought I was, disturbing their prayer time. So luckily, there were 2 or 3 guys in there that I had done some counseling with. And they sort of knew that I was one of the few people in the prison system who actually gave a crap about their well-being and showed them some compassion. So just before I thought I was a goner, these guys leaped forward and whoa, he's a good guy, leave this guy alone. He was just doing his job, and they kind of backed things down and saved me.
Wow.
And that always made an impression on me because that the caring that I showed those guys is really what saved me from getting, at a minimum, a pretty bad beating.
Yeah, because
maybe you wouldn't even have been here.
It's very possible because there would have been no one individual to pin that on. So.
And what prison? Where was that at?
I was in a federal penitentiary in Cumberland, Maryland.
Is that near Cumberland Farms?
Right in the middle of it, Marty.
A lot of those people have nothing to lose. I mean, they're doing time.
There was a lot of lifers in there, and like I said, there were so many guys that no one could have been individually blamed, and so it was a bad situation. It really was. But it shows you what happens when you even in a prison situation, it's all about compassion.
All right.
That's my story.
So you want to find out more about the Center for Compassionate Recovery in Madison, 203-245-0412. So let's listen to some music. That's your cue.
Hey, have you tried that new place, Beats?
Beats?
No, it's a pizza.
Beats?
It's a pizza. They let you build your own.
They even cook it in a coal-fired brick oven.
In under 3 minutes.
Do they have anything else?
Of course. They have calzones, grinders, wings, soups, and salads.
They let you completely design your own meal.
With 30 different toppings to choose from. I'm sure you will find something.
Check out their app in the iTunes or Android Marketplace.
Or just head down to a Beats yourself at 182 Temple Street. I promise you won't be disappointed.
Well, looks like we're heading to a Beats.
It's a pizza!
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Man, it is so cool to be back together with these guys doing this, I swear. Because this is a group where I know I fit.
my hometown. For anyone who sticks around, you're either lost or you're found. There's not much in between in my hometown. Everything's still black and white. It's a long, long way from wrong to right. From Sunday morning to Saturday night. Everybody just wants to get high. Sit and watch a perfect world go by. We're all looking for love and meaning in our lives. We follow the roads that lead us to drugs or Jesus. My whole life I've tried to run, I've tried to hide from the stained glass windows in my mind, refusing to let God's light shine down on me, down on me. Everybody just wants to get high. Watch a perfect world go by. We're all looking for love and meaning in our lives. There's not much space between us. Drugs or Jesus. Acceptance, we all just want some proof. Everyone's just looking for the truth. Everybody just wants to get high. Sit and watch a perfect world go by. We're all looking for love and meaning in our lives. We follow the roads that lead us to drugs or Jesus. To drugs or Jesus. Oh, I need you, Jesus.
Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. I look back throughout my life, and so often in the walk, I see only one set of footprints. And I truly understand that it's because for so long he carried me. And without his blessing, blessings, I would have never achieved anything of any significance. I set out to be the realest and the illest of my time. Knew I probably end up dying in my prime. When I finally got a chance, I knew I shine. But I seem to end up slipping every time. In this world, people quickly drop a dime. I'm a stand-up guy, go and do my time. Anytime you wanna test me, come and try. Before I swallow my pride, I'ma die. Till the day that I go, I'ma ride. Cause I know I got God on my side. And hey, we all gotta die someday. And if you don't know, now you know. Sometimes I bet Reverend Run looks back like, damn, what have I done? They created an art form, you turned it to a circus. What the fuck happened to making music with a purpose, man? Somebody pray for me. I'm out here in a place that I may never leave. A million records sold, I may never see. I'm out here in these streets, stuck in felony. Please, I need all of y'all to pray for me. I'm out here in a place that I may never leave. A million records sold, I may never see. Out here in these streets, stuck in felony. Document a lot of deep shit in my past. Did a lot of bad shit in my past. What we won't do just to get the cash. It's the root of all evil, but we must have. Wonder if heaven we can have a crap game where no blood gets spilled. A rap game where no one gets killed. In heaven, I can see my dad and my granddad. So you can't tell me dying is that bad. I'm back at it, I'm on that bullshit, homie. Suicidal, wishing somebody run up on me. Cause I'ma try to blow their stomach to their back. And we can turn this whole motherfucker to Iraq. I've never been more sincere than I am when I say I'm sick of being here. So when I leave, don't shed tears. You weren't crying when I got here, seconds old. Screaming like a motherfucker wet and cold. Come on. Somebody pray for me. I'm out here in a place that I may never leave. A million records sold, I may never see. I'm out here in these streets, stuck in felony. My little homie says mama tried, but he wanna run the streets. And at the crib, it really wasn't enough to eat for his mama, her boyfriend, and him. So the little homie bone like damn them. Say he never looked back since then. Spent the last 5 out of 10 fenced in. We calmed him down, little homie was gone in the wind. I remember back when you could throw him a 10, but he older now, and you gotta throw him a bin. And if you turn your back on him, he be at it again. Robbing everything moving, serving everything smoking. Savage by this cabbage, little homie ain't joking. So pray for him, cause he need Jesus with him. Try to talk to him, but you can't reason with him. God, do him like you've done me and stay right there. Put my little homie in y'all's prayers, and while you at it, somebody pray for me. I'm out here in a place that I may never leave. A million records sold, I may never see. I'm out here in these streets, stuck in felony. All of y'all to pray for me. I'm out here in a place that I may never leave. A million records sold, I may never see. Out here in these streets, stuck in felony.
You may take a break, but us, we never take a break. We're always on. PRNradio.net. Music 24/7.
The first song that you heard was by Tim McGraw, country singer. You may have heard of him. It was called Drugs or Jesus. And more about Tim McGraw, timmcgraw.com. The second song you heard was by Haystack. His actual name is Jason Winfrey, and the song was called Pray For Me, from Nashville, Tennessee. MySpace.com, Haystack.
They still have MySpace?
Well, the band, it's all geared toward the bands now. So it's MySpace.com, Haystack with no C, just Haystak. So, True Ink Gallery is determined to bring you the highest quality art in any form that you choose. Clean, custom, and caring. True Ink Gallery is a full-service custom tattoo and piercing shop located in North Branford. Check out the artist, piercing, tattoo candles, and more. On Facebook, it's True Ink Gallery. 203-208-3176. They give you a 10% discount for all the designated driver listeners. So if you got a tattoo that you've been thinking about redoing, check out their website, trueinkgallery.com. And Ruick, he's a longtime friend of mine. He's the owner over there, and he actually did some work for me. Outstanding tattoo artist. RobsTickets.com, 203-467-8499. You got that big show. What's that show coming up now?
Where?
Arrows and Tulips.
Oh, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, that's it. Guns N' Roses.
Tickets are outrageous.
Well, there's a lot of shows coming.
Oh, I bet.
But it's not in the area. It's not in the area, right?
Yeah, October 23rd, they're coming to Hartford.
Get out.
Yeah.
I thought it was Buffalo and Pennsylvania.
No.
So call
Hershey
Rob's
Park.
Tickets for some tickets.
Awesome. 80% discount if we write Paisan in there.
That would be incorrect information. You get a 10% discount for at the checkout screen. You go on the website and you get 10% discount. Type in PAISAN. And in addition to concerts, they have New York Yankees, Rangers, Celtics, Miami Heat. Wherever you are in the world, you can get tickets from robstickets.com, and they give you the best seats around. So that's it. True Inc., Rob's Tickets, Compassion Center.
You got it covered.
I got them all.
Got 'em all.
How about that? And our Beats. We can't forget about our Beats. They've been a great sponsor in the beginning. They gave us some pizza and chicken wings, and so they were great out there.
Again.
Yeah, Marty, did they
Wish
do
I was here for
karaoke
that.
over there? Did I remember that right?
They do.
That's what I thought.
Now you're going to have to make
We
me
going?
dig through my... I think it's
Karaoke.
Thursday nights.
Thursday
They-
nights, that's
they
what I
do
thought, yeah.
karaoke over there.
That's right.
Let's see here. Tuesday nights
Tuesday
are
nights.
Elm City Idol Karaoke Night, 8 p.m. to close on at our Beats there across from the Omni in downtown New Haven. So, all right, so final show here that I'm doing with you. I got a new job, and I graduated college after going to college. Thank you. 4 years going to college. I graduated May 25th. And May 16th, I get a phone call to go back to doing tile, but in the union.
That's hard to give
So
up. The union job.
I can't say no to that because prior to that, I was in between jobs and I fell financially. So I'm still getting back on my feet. And what I really wanted to do was I wanted to get into this field. And Renee was my supervisor over there, and she knows that I wanted to do this.
Pretty passionate about it.
And now I'm not. And
Well,
this
not
radio
right now.
show,
Yeah.
not right now.
But just because you're not getting paid for it doesn't mean you can't still be a part of the field.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
not what you're.
And
Yeah.
and there's ways, Marty. There's
Yeah.
still ways.
Right, but right now I'm working 7 days.
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is I wanted to go in another direction, and I'm not going there.
Not
So-
yet.
You never know, Marty. You never know.
But, I mean, I appreciate everybody that's been listening. And there is a phone line, 203-992-7776. If you want to say goodbye to me, pick up the phone and call me.
It's
Nobody
so
ever calls, you know?
to say
I'll call right now. Hold on, Mar. I'll call.
to Marty.
I know.
Like last week, we were going live, and Lynn's watching us going live.
That hurts my head to think about.
That was our first time going live through the Designated Driver Facebook group, and in one day that Facebook Live video hit 500 views.
Wow.
So I thought that was pretty amazing.
We're gonna have to replicate that.
Yeah,
Marty.
we got to
Yeah,
do
I
that.
shared it
Yeah.
like 10 times.
Well, Renee kind of put the hammer down and told me, "Do not go live with me tonight."
You could go live on that side of the room.
She didn't want nobody Nobody's seeing her pretty smile over there.
Yeah.
So you got anybody you want to say hello to? Renee, anybody listening? Rayon?
Well, Sarah Lockery, the chief administrator, should be listening. And
Hi, Sarah.
You know, she does great work, and I'd like to say hi to her. She may be calling in at some point.
All right. Well, we're here till 9:30, so if anybody wants to call in, again, 203-992-7776. So that's my story pretty much. I got into the field to help people, and I got a pretty intense story myself. And you know, I hit a point, and I never turned back, and I just kept on going forward. And this thing, sobriety, is a gift, and it's up to us who have this gift to give it to other people, and that's what I try to do.
Well, you actually did that with me, Marty, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now.
Oh, thanks, Lynn.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, Peter's going to chime in something over here. Just give him a minute.
He's looking through all the stuff. There he goes.
Peter.
Little Christopher Cross.
Can we have bread instead?
Even Peter got a tear in his eye.
We play some bread, maybe.
Bread.
Yeah, well, it's the same genre.
This is an addiction show, not music. You know, some of the music you play makes people relapse, you know, right?
Oh, stop yourself, Peter.
All right. So, while AA and NA may remain a solid option, you may not be familiar with some alternative programs that can help you regain a rewarding and fulfilling life. Some websites here for you. LifeRing.org, WomenForSobriety.org, Moderation.org, and of course, SmartRecovery.org.
Wellbriety. Sorry.
What is it?
Wellbriety.
That's another website?
Yeah, White Bison. These are just
What is
some of the multiple pathways of recovery, harm reduction.
What is Wellbriety?
It's I believe it's Native American based. There's
Okay.
also refugee recovery, which is Buddhist. They follow Buddhist principles and mindfulness therapy. Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
So,
Never knew.
Smart Recovery sponsors face-to-face meetings worldwide and has daily online meetings. SmartRecovery.org also has a 24/7 chat room and message board. So if you can't get to a meeting and you're sitting there in front of your computer, SmartRecovery.org. Check them out.
They also have In the Rooms. I think it's intherooms.com. I think, but it's the same concept.
Right,
it's,
right.
Online for people who can't get to meetings.
Yep.
So
A lot of ways to get help.
a lot of ways to get help.
And they're not incompatible either.
Right.
Right. You can be smart and spiritual, right, Marty?
You can be anything you want to be.
Hey, Marty, what about that music program that I heard about in New Haven? Did we talk about that? Since this is a show about addiction and music, well, we could.
Are we giving businesses a free plug? Is that what we're doing?
No, it's a nonprofit.
Recovery businesses, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nonprofit recovery business, right?
They're talking about Adam's place.
Yeah, I figured that out.
I'm just intrigued by that. I just learned about it last week, and do you guys know any more about that than I do?
What is it?
Weren't you here with somebody that was talking about Thea?
She's the
And
one.
what happened with Thea?
Oh,
Where is she?
Oh, she's very much still around. Yes.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Easy.
That sounds spicy.
Yeah, she's listening. She knows.
Okay, everybody. Hello, Thea.
Hello,
Hey, Thea.
Was Thea from last week?
2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, the one last week was Lisa, right?
Oh, funny.
No, that was
Funny.
Lisa. Lisa, too.
Oh, that was the side chick.
Ignore them, Thea.
Inappropriate.
And
Whatever.
Improper.
Who invites her back?
What? Yeah, right. No,
Nobody. I just kept showing up.
So, yeah, that's musical intervention, and it's right there on Temple Street. Adam, he's a great kid, and guy.
Yeah.
He's a young guy.
You know what we never talk about, Marty, on this show?
Maybe we
is
should get him down here.
That even with recovery, there should also be the people that are around people like us that have to suffer or had to suffer when we were getting high.
That's Al-Anon.
And that's Al-Anon,
Yeah,
there is a lot, because my wife doesn't know how to handle me. Like, and it's not her fault, because if I drive to a certain town at a certain time of night, she thinks I'm fucking up.
Yeah.
And it's actually aggravating, but it's not her fault in the same point.
So
someone walks out of a bathroom with a runny nose and I walk out after them, it's
at
my fault too. It's like
at my practice, I deal with that all the time. I always have spouses, the non-using spouse, come to get involved in the sessions to address those kind of things, because it can be
we need to get help for them too.
Yeah,
that's actually a great point, Peter.
Yeah. It's a new normal. It's a new normal for everybody.
Told you I was okay.
Yeah, that was actually.
Yeah, because if the baking soda's not in the right direction, it's
oh.
Yeah,
it's just little triggers like that, man. The things we used to do when we tried to hide it.
And how long?
Now I got to come home and make sure the baking soda's straight and not crooked, because then I get blamed.
And how long has it been? It's been a long time, though, right?
It's been a long time. Yeah, it's long enough to. I'm not going to put a time on it, but it's been long
12
enough
hours.
to where I can be trusted again. And
right.
But there is times when I go to the same. Like, I grew up in Naugatuck, so I go there, and like my friend walked out of the bathroom with a runny nose. Not saying why it was runny, but just because I was in there with him doesn't mean that I'm fucking up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's hard. It's hard to explain this to people.
The brain.
Like, I still have similar ways. If I drink, I still have similar, like, things that I do that look like I'm partying, and it's not that. It's me drinking just to have fun, not to. Because I never had a problem with drinking, but everybody says that.
Right.
But you don't have to justify.
No, I know.
No, that's a thing that dies hard, and it doesn't help her, it doesn't help you.
And I'm sure she's listening, saying, "Yeah, right, whatever."
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's like
it's
because even when I was first starting to quit, I would drive. Because my biggest thing when I was getting high was getting it, and then my biggest thing was driving to go get it again and not getting caught. Does that sound weird?
That's a difficult maneuver.
So, yes. So I would drive some nights the paths I used to take just to remind myself why, or look at what I did when I was like, how the fuck did I get through these neighborhoods and through these things without getting caught, arrested, or killed? And sometimes, I don't do it no more, but I would drive the path I used to take.
Yeah.
Just to relive it, so it was almost like a mental high, but it wasn't the actual high. You know what I mean?
Right. That reminds me of a recent thing I had with a client who was in a bad neighborhood where she really stuck out, and she had bought some crack, and she was driving home and went right through a red light knowingly. And she saw the red light and she went through it. And I said, why would you do that with crack in the car and in a neighborhood where you're taking a risk? Because she wanted to get home. And she smoked, and everything else. Stopping at the red light didn't matter. And she got pulled over too.
She get caught?
She didn't get caught, but she got pulled over.
Wow.
Yeah, it was lucky.
She's very lucky.
But we both thought wow, that's pretty powerful stuff. If you're gonna go through a red light knowing you could get caught when
we don't care though.
Yeah, at the moment she didn't care, which is really says something. It really does. It's telling.
Like, I know I shouldn't be driving at 3 a.m. through Cheshire, and I don't care.
Right.
But I know it's a 90% chance I'm gonna get stopped in Cheshire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they can smell that shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, but I did do it anyways, just because I was like, if I make it through Cheshire, I can make it through anything. The invincible mode I was in,
My question for you, Renee, is how important is it when a child comes to the children's center for the family to be on the same page as the child? Somehow this conversation made me think of that question. I don't
he
know.
just shut me off.
The important thing, I don't know that the family is always on the same page as the child, but it is really, really important for the family to participate in treatment, because as the child or the client starts to change, the family has to change with the client or the child. because trust, it took a long time to lose that trust, and you have to work with the family to build that trust back up.
Do you see a lot of families that aren't involved, and does that seem to make it harder for the?
We see a lot of families that say, "This is not my problem." They put themselves there. I'm not the one that used. Yeah. So we have to do, a lot of therapy with them to let them know that the whole family dynamics has to change.
What about clients who maybe their parents are also using?
That absolutely happens a lot too. So that's, that's difficult. How do you get through to them when they're seeing the same behaviors at home? Right. It's a challenge.
They can't even go home and see nothing that's happening there.
Yeah.
In front of them.
Right.
From the people that are supposed to teach them.
Exactly.
They taught them how to do the drugs.
Yeah.
That's probably where the inpatient would come in handy because he'd away from that.
Right. And to be honest, like I was saying before, with this marijuana, the way it is right now, there's a lot of parents that are smoking. So it kind of sends a message to these kids that it's okay. So
you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but do you think it's a good thing that marijuana gets legalized?
No, I don't.
Because they say that's the gateway drug. They say basically.
I think cigarettes is the gateway drug.
Well,
and alcohol.
The gateway drug thing. It's
I don't think so.
It sounds reasonable, but the reality is, who's going to start with crack cocaine? I mean,
right.
Alcohol. Yeah, except Peter.
Yeah.
Alcohol would then be the gateway drug, right? Because most people drink alcohol, but we're not getting rid of alcohol because it's a gateway drug. So
plus, you're in the bar drinking, and if you're going to the bathroom,
there's biological, genetic. I mean, there's so many.
This idea that alcohol, which precedes marijuana, usually is not a drug, but the first drug is marijuana. Well, that's not true.
Yeah, because alcohol is.
It's a drug.
Is a drug. I mean, it could be scheduled. Yeah.
It should be scheduled.
It should be, as well as tobacco.
But what would happen if we did, right?
Right,
back to the,
exactly.
Prohibition.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So.
That's why they should just decriminalize.
They did in Portugal, and it's working.
Did.
Yes, they did, and it is working.
It's working on big time.
What did they do?
They decriminalized all drug use.
Every drug is legal.
Yep.
Every drug is legal?
Yeah.
It's decriminalized.
It's not that it's legal.
It's not that it's legal.
It's right. Like you can't.
You get treatment.
What's the
not
difference?
Punitive.
There's a big difference.
Well, you can't smoke crack in the middle of the street.
You wouldn't anyways. You'd be in your house.
Instead of
who
locking,
smokes crack outside?
Yeah, instead of locking people up, they're sending people to treatment.
Right. And they're using the money that they're not using to try to.
Right.
And there's a 50% reduction in substance use since the time that they did that.
Yeah.
And
that's because the other 50% are afraid to tell people.
But the dollars that they save and the amount of treatment available is tremendous.
Then you're taking the drugs out of the dark and you're putting them in the light. Where
Exactly.
People are going to see you going
people
to
are
get
not
drugs.
Going to stop using
People
drugs.
feel funny that way.
Right.
People are never going to stop using drugs.
Well,
that's never going to happen.
That brings up something that comes to my mind is the parents who want their kids to drink at their house, who allow them to drink at their house. It's on the same level, no?
Well, not everybody, though, that drinks or smokes pot or even does heroin or coke become diagnosed with a substance use disorder. I mean, that's, you know what I mean? There's some people who do those things and end up fine. You know, they put it down and it's over. So. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is Peter said that everything's legal in Portugal.
Yeah.
So that kind of made me think of the parent who allows their child to drink at the house instead of.
That's just them trying to be their friend, not their parent.
No, not necessarily.
Or not keeping them out of harm's way, so they're not driving around drinking.
Yeah, I was going to say, my ex's mother sometimes would give, because she didn't want to, she was afraid of what would happen if she did not. She at least, if we were there, she would at least know we were safe and that we didn't overdose and that if something happened. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but, the mindset wasn't like I want to be their friend. It was at least I know where they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
It's tough. Mm-hmm. It's really tough in this day and age because even when I was growing up, I'm Italian, we get a special drink and that was ginger ale and homemade Italian wine because over in Italy, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They start.
It's in your bottle.
Yeah.
Your bottle got wine in it.
Yeah. So it's.
We pour soda in Portugal in the wine.
Yeah.
You pour soda into the wine?
Mm-hmm. For kids.
Yeah, for the kids. Italians do too.
Yeah.
Sprite.
And believe it or not, in some of the residential programs in certain countries, I believe Italy is like this. You go to the cafeteria in a residential program for addiction, and they sell wine and beer because it's considered a food. It's not.
Yeah.
It's. So if you're there for heroin addiction, they're still selling wine. I'm not saying that makes sense, but it's just the way culturally, the way they look at it. It's food. It's not looked at as a primary substance of choice. You know.
And it was only during the time he ate that they would give it to you.
And we only drank beer and wine when we were high because it was the cheapest.
I only used to drink on somebody's birthday. Every day. So, we're just about out of time. I'd like to say thank you to Renee for coming down here from the Children's Center. Again,
Thanks for having me, Marty.
Again, if somebody wants to find out more about the Children's Center, tccoh.org. 203-248-2116. What's your extension, Renee?
308.
308. So that wraps up the show here. We're going to get to the positive thought in a minute. So,
do you want to pass the soap now?
Pass the soap?
Yes.
The torch.
The mic.
So,
it's gonna light the mic on fire. That'll be the torch.
You got to say thank you to Marty for
Of
starting
course,
the show.
right?
Well,
Right,
we're going to say thank yous in a minute. I just want to throw this out there. Tuesday, August 15th is opening night of the Maltese for Mayor of East Haven headquarters, located at 214 Main Street in East Haven. If you want to show your support for Sal Maltese, stop by and get a lawn sign, T-shirt, or even get a form to register to vote. If you haven't registered yet, your vote matters, especially in East Haven. 214 Main Street in East Haven, right next to Smitty's Cafe. That's where his headquarters is going to be, right next to Smitty's, in the plaza across the street from Hageman Library. All right, so positive thought for the day. Move out of your comfort zone. You can only grow if you are willing to feel awkward and uncomfortable when you try something new. Brian Tracy, whoever he is. He gave us that positive quote. Special thanks to all of our sponsors who supported the Designated Driver radio show, Delestro Jewelers, Rob's Tickets, True Ink Gallery, Beats, and of course, Dr. Bono and the Center for Compassionate Recovery in Madison. Thank you to Peter and PPRN Radio Network for allowing us to broadcast our show, the Designated Driver Addiction Recovery Radio Program, here on pprnradio.net. We had some fun together, I think. You know,
very nice to meet you, man.
You as well. I mean, we met through Jonathan 6A, and I never knew you from a hole in the ground, and you know,
probably met one night, New Haven, somewhere in the passing.
But
at a gizzard each.
It's a nice gig you got here, and I wish you all the best in
thank you.
Taking it to the next level. So thank you for letting the Designated Driver air here on PPRN Radio. Thank you to all the listeners and Facebook friends of the Designated Driver Facebook group. I can't thank you guys enough for all your support. Thanks for being part of the Designated Driver family, and thank you for listening. To stay connected with me, add me on Facebook, Marty Paisan, email martythepaisan@gmail, and on YouTube, youtube.com, GodfatherSon69, or you can just go to YouTube and type in Sunday Sauce Pot. And lastly, thank you to everyone in this room for sharing this experience with me and supporting the Designated Driver.
You're the man, Marty.
Thank you for starting this, Marty.
Yeah,
Been fun.
It's been a lot of fun.
Great work.
And again, Renee, thank you for everything you did for me, you know, in that short time that we were together. Thank you so much.
Also, if you guys want something positive to do, which you don't need a night out of drinking or a day out of drinking, PPRN has just got the permits for Beardsley Park in Bridgeport. Every Saturday, except for this week, starting the 11th, from 12 to 4, we're going to be broadcasting live our live mixtape. It is a park, so you can't bring alcohol. But there's going to be a lot of people there. Like there's a lot of elections going on in Bridgeport. We're doing a block party on the 19th from 1 to 9, which is alcohol free, and also, like I said, Beardsley Park. So every Saturday, if you guys want to come down for a sober time, sober good time. Not saying you can't bring a cooler, but in that park they don't allow it. I mean, they do, but they can't have a permit or something.
A cooler of Coca-Cola.
Yes.
But you can bring some clams on the half show.
You can bring food. There will be
with bacon.
There will be food vendors there too. So you can catch me DJing live for 4 hours and our other DJs on Mixtape Saturday. So Beardsley Park, it's going to be a good time the rest of the summer. We're going to close the summer out PPRN style. So.
All right.
All right.
Nice. So go down there to Bridgeport and check them out. So that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in every week, and thanks for everything. As always, who loves you, baby?
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Sullivan.
Good night.
Good night, Sullivan.
Mike's off.
Does that mean I can